आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
It was on the 13th of June 1943 that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose arrived from Germany to Tokyo and declared his intention of ending British rule in the subcontinent. He aimed to attack the eastern regions of India, and to this end, Netaji went to Singapore on the 2nd of July. In October 1943, at the famous Cathay Cinema Hall in Singapore, Subhash Chandra Bose formally announced establishment of the Provisional Government of Free India. Netaji declared,
"It will be the task of the Provisional Government to launch and conduct the struggle that will bring about the expulsion of the British and their allies from the soil of India."
The Provisional Government of Free India gave a clarion call for independence and emboldened the brave freedom fighters to rise against the then British Empire with more gusto and courage. The activities of the Indian National Army under the leadership of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose shook the foundation of the British Empire.
We remember Gandhian freedom fighter Naruttanath, who was martyred on the 13th of June 1930. A resident of district Surat, Gujarat, Naruttanath took part in the Dharasana salt satyagraha in May 1930.
During the salt satyagraha in 1930, when Gandhiji decided on a raid of the Dharasana salt works, he wrote to the Viceroy, Lord Irwin, and told him about his plan. Gandhiji was arrested on the 4th of May 1930 and was detained without trial near Pune.
However, the Dharasana Satyagraha went ahead as decided and planned by Gandhiji, with Abbas Tayyibji, a 76 years old retired judge, leading the march with Kasturba Gandhi at his side. Both Abbas Tayyibji and Kasturba Gandhi were also arrested before reaching Dharasana and sentenced to 3 months imprisonment. After their arrests, the Satyagrahis continued the march under the leadership of Sarojini Naidu, who warned them,
"You must not use any violence under any circumstance. You will be beaten, but you must not resist. You must not even raise a hand to ward off blows."
The armed forces clubbed the Satyagrahis with steel-tipped lathis on the 22nd of May 1930. A large number of Satyagrahis were injured badly, including Naruttanath, who died of his injuries on the 13th of June 1930. We salute the great martyr.
We also remember independence activist Gunisi Singh, who took part in the First War of Independence in 1857. Initially, Gunisi Singh used to serve the English East India Company Army, but left it during the uprising of 1857 and took part in attacking the British establishments on various occasions. Singh also motivated his fellow sepoys to turn their arms on the British and overthrow their oppressive rule.
While fighting against the British, he was caught and charged with desertion and mutiny against the British authorities. Gunesi Singh was sentenced to transportation for life. He was sent from Bombay to the Andaman Islands in April 1858 and died there in captivity on the 13th of June 1858. We salute the great martyr.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.